the Summer Tenant Conference. Each year, as part of the rent setting process, we ask you what you would like to see your rent money spent on. Last year, you said you wanted more support with issues like condensation and mold in your home. So, we created a dedicated housing condition team and invested in new sensors to monitor carbon dioxide levels in homes. This helps prevent condensation and mold from building up. You asked for more support for tenants living on our Gypsy Traveller sites. So, we allocated extra funding to hire a Gypsy Traveller liaison officer to provide dedicated support. You said you wanted more and new homes to be available. So, we funded an additional housing enabler to help us build and buy more homes. This year, we exceeded our goal of 40 home buybacks, achieving 116. You asked us to invest more in the areas outside your home. So, we increased our budget for roads and paths maintained through the housing revenue account, allowing us to carry out more improvement works. You said you'd like more support to help you stay in your home. So, we increased our investment in digital, financial and social inclusion projects to better support tenants in maintaining their tenancies. This spring, we asked you to tell us what your spending priorities are for your housing services in 2026 to 2027. Over 1,000 tenants responded to the consultation. This is what you told us. We asked, when making decisions about the rent you pay, what level of priority do you think should be given to each of the following? Improving our response to repairs in your home, which 63% of you found a high priority, 28% found this a medium priority, and 5% found this a low priority. When it comes to repairs, we also asked, how important is it that we complete the repairs on the first visit wherever possible? And 84% of you found this very or fairly important. We asked, how important is it that we reduce the time it takes to start and complete a repair? Which 80% found very or fairly important. We asked, how important is it that we improve the quality of the repair and the quality of materials used? And 77% found this very fairly important. And we asked, how important is it that we improve how we communicate with you regarding repair works in your home? And 76% found this very or fairly important. People who left comments on repairs commonly told us they were annoyed by repair delays, wanted upgrades to kitchens, bathrooms, windows and heating systems, were frustrated by a lack of updates from the council about reported issues, and would like solar panels, heat pumps and better insulation. When asked about improving the quality of your home, 58% found this a high priority, 30% a medium priority, and 8% a low priority. About improving the quality of your home, we also asked, how important is it that we improve soundproofing within your home? And 65% found this to be very or fairly important. And how important is it that we improve the inside of your home, like kitchen, bathroom, internal doors, skirtings, etc. And 75% found this to be very or fairly important. When asked how important is it that we improve the outside of your home, like painting or roof and guard cleaning, 72% found this to be very or fairly important. We asked, how important is it that we make your home more energy efficient, which 75% found very or fairly important. When asked, how important is it that we improve communal areas, like painting the clothes, bin storage and drying areas, 57% found this very or fairly important. People who left comments on improving the quality of their home commonly told us they would like more flexible appointments, were frustrated by missed appointments and a lack of updates on scheduled work. They were annoyed that persistent damp and mold was blamed on tenants, and they had a preference for council staff over contractors. Regarding improving your neighbourhood and the place where you live, 57% found this to be a high priority, 30% a medium priority, and 8% thought this was a low priority. When it comes to improving your neighbourhood, we also asked, how important is it that we improve how we respond to antisocial behaviour concerns and issues? and 77% found this to be very or fairly important. We asked, how important is it that we improve the appearance of your neighbourhood, like fencing, boundary walls and paths? 73% found this to be very or fairly important. We asked you, how important is it that we increase the opportunities to make your neighbourhood feel safer through improved stair lighting and lighting in entranceways? And 64% found this to be very or fairly important. People who left comments on improving your neighbourhood and the place where you live commonly told us they were concerned about antisocial behaviour, dog mess, unsafe pathways, and poor lighting. They were frustrated by dirty communal stairways and paths, and were annoyed by overflowing bins. They would also like trees cut back that are blocking light. When asked about improving the options to get you more involved in the decisions we make about the housing service, 38% found this to be a high priority, 43% found this a medium priority, and 12% thought this was a low priority. When it comes to getting you more involved in the decisions, we also asked, how important is it that we improve how we offer support to tenants in their home and also to keep a home? 70% found this to be very or fairly important. We asked, how important is it that we provide more help regarding financial advice and assistance? 61% said this was very or fairly important. We asked, how important is it that we provide internet and Wi-Fi access in properties to help tenants use support technology to remain living in their homes and better manage their heating? 60% said this was very or fairly important. We asked, how important is it that we improve the options available to get you more involved in the decisions we make about the housing service? And 61% said this was very or fairly important. We asked, how important is it that we continue to expand our housing offer through new build homes, buying back ex-council properties, and bringing empty property back into use as council housing to ensure that tenants can live in a property that is the right size for them and suitable for their needs? 79% said this was very or fairly important. People who left comments on improving the options to get you more involved in decisions commonly told us they felt ignored or dismissed when reporting issues. They would like more community engagement. They wanted regular check-ins and more visible council presence. And they would like more proactive engagement for people with support needs. Thank you for listening.